All right, there is a group of kids that are bullying each other doing NTI. And so, Ms. Principal, we had discussed that we would get together and talk about that. So these are the things that I would do for the lesson. These are my goals. These are behavior social skills goals from ASCO. And so we would work on creating positive and supportive relationships with students. Uh, well, students would do that with each other. And these are the goals for the students. And also, we would talk about how to demonstrate ethical decision making and social responsibility in this lesson. So I've already shown them this lesson we did last year on bullying. This is in-person bullying. And so what I would need to do is to bring that to today and show them how in person bullying looks like this, but in Google Meet, it may look like this. Ebony, you're dumb. And then Ebony responds back, or maybe not at all. And you have your different people there. I would take time out and explain to them the different roles people play in a bullying situation, how you could be a bystander and just stand there and watch and don't do anything about it, or how you can be an upstander and support the victim in stopping the bullying. And also how there's people who are eggers. Then we would just talk about how cyberbullying entails some of the same things as in-person bullying talks about. And we would do this activity where we would talk about, they would get something red, blue, green, and yellow. It could be a crayon, it could be a balloon, but I would read different scenarios to them. And if it's happened to them, they'll hold up their red object. If it happened to someone they know, their blue object, so on and so forth. So we would do this activity to gauge how many kids have been bullied in various situations, how many people have been bystanders, and how many people have been upstanders, and so on and so forth. We will assign feelings in order to determine what are positive ways to act in a relationship with other students. So we will assign feelings that the bully might be feeling. And when I've done this lesson in the past, the bully has felt scared themselves. So the bully is not always the positive person feeling happy, or they can be, but normally not. The victim, the bystanders, and so on, we will go through each one of those. Then we would talk about some research regarding bullying, because sometimes kids don't think about things outside of themselves. So we will talk about how bullying makes people feel sad and depressed, and how even though they may not show it, how it really hurts them, and how it causes them to become sick, physically ill, and miss school. So we will spend time understanding what bullying does to people mentally, physically, emotionally, so on and so forth, and then how some of these things have been done to us and how they've made other people feel, so that we can stop treating others in negative ways. So then we read this poem, and then students will have an opportunity to write their own poem. And so with this poem, I would want them to either write the poem, or they can put it in some other kind of format, like create a TikTok video of them dancing to their version of this poem, or they could just do a PowerPoint presentation with their poem, or they can do a public service announcement with their poem. But we would do one together. After we read this one, they will have an opportunity to create their own. So they will actually come out with a product based on how people feel when they speak and somebody calls them dumb, or when they answer and nobody seems to value their response, or when they listen to people degrading others. So they will have an opportunity in the different roles that they've played in a bullying scenario to express how that made them feel individually. So then we would discuss what they learned about bullying today. And the next steps would be to share the videos and poems with students, teachers, parents, and other staffs. staff members. Usually I take the names off, and so I would give students the choice of me being able to share their video or share their poem with their name or with their picture, their image on it, or not sharing theirs if the student says that they don't want them shared. Or maybe they may only want them shared with a certain group of people, but definitely with the parent and with the teacher of these students in this particular class. I will consult with parents to determine or to recommend individual counseling for the bullying with me or either an outside agency, depending on how intense the therapy needs to be. The same thing with the victim. Both of them may need individual therapy. It is not just the victim, but also the bully. And also, I will make a determination concerning the needs of the bystanders, the eggers, and the upstanders in the class. They may benefit greatly from some small group counseling or either additional whole class counseling, also called guidance counseling. I will get feedback from the teacher once I've taught this lesson and the students have produced their product. And then I will determine the needs of other classes regarding this same issue, because I'm sure there's bullying happening in other places. Thank you so much.